So what is learning? Now, if you look at the word itself and break it into two parts, and then you expand each of those parts into two words, you get the definition lasting earning. So learning, very simply, is something that lasts and something you've earned. So if learning's something that lasts, what if we define that as something that lasts beyond death? If we do that, we realize that thoughts, emotions, and actions aren't actually learning because they go back to the dust when you die. It also has to be something you've earned. It can't be some divine gift that has just been bestowed upon you. It's something you have to have worked for in some fashion or another. And as soon as you put those two ideas together, something that's lasting beyond death, something you participated in earning, you realize the only thing that lasts beyond death is your soul and who you have become as a spiritual being, the earning you have made in working this world, this life that you've embodied. So who you become is the learning as a spiritual being. And as soon as you think about that, you realize, well, how do I change my soul, though? I can change my thoughts, emotions, and actions. How do I change my soul? And the answer is, of course, you can't. You need a being greater than yourself to work upon your soul, and you earn what you become by partnering with the Creator. So submitting to the Creator to work upon you, that is what earns you a lasting soul. So now that we have an understanding of what learning is, we need to figure out, so how is it even created? Well, the first thing you realize is that you desire to know. You want to know, but you don't know. But the burning desires in your soul drive you to know. Now, normally you go out into the world and you try to figure out your own knowledge and create your own understanding. You create thoughts, emotions, and actions. But you know how that turns out. You end up not knowing anything. So you do have an option of submitting to someone greater than you. And that greater person is not in the world. He's not in a book. He's a spiritual being that your spiritual being, your soul, has to turn and submit to and wait for him to fill you with knowledge. And that knowledge will simply just arouse more desire because he's infinite. His knowledge has no end. So when he gives you his infinite knowledge, it's just going to push out your desires, and you'll have to yet again even more fully submit to him to receive greater portions of his knowledge. So the Creator gives you lasting knowledge that you earn by submissive faith. That's how learning, as in your soul becoming a lasting creation, that's how learning is created. He crafts your soul, and you partner with him in that process through submissive faith. So why do we even do this then? Why are we even creating learning to begin with? Now, in the fallen world, the primary reason is to justify the past. We make lots of mistakes in the past, and we create new thoughts, emotions, and actions in order to give us a new direction in the future. The problem with that is, you notice you tend to keep repeating the same types of mistakes. Now you say, but I've changed my thoughts, emotions, and actions. Yes, but you haven't changed you. Your soul hasn't changed. And it won't change. You can't change your soul by simply changing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. You can't justify the past by simply making new thoughts, emotions, and actions. That's not learning. We also try to inspire the present. This fallen world is very depressing. It's very disorienting and confusing. So we try to create thoughts, emotions, and actions to get us going towards something that would be lasting, to create value. But of course it doesn't work. Everything goes back to dust in this world. If you just use creations to try to learn, you're not going to get anywhere, because learning happens in the soul. It's who you become. This then opens up a third reason, and that's to embody the future. Why would you submit to the Creator to make you into a spiritual being that's truly inspiring? Because then you become the foundation for creation. You become the spiritual embodiment of what the world around you is to look at. And that sounds wonderful until you realize that when that happens and the Creator makes you into a glorious spiritual being, nobody's going to get it. Your mind, heart, and body aren't going to get it. Your relationships, your finances, nothing's going to get it. So it is your job then to continue to embody the future while the world just looks at you in confusion. And you have to hold that confident faith that you are the future, and creation is going to test you, it's going to doubt you, it's going to push you around. But if they realize that you're truly a firm foundation that they can build upon, they will come to you. So your soul, when you submit to the Creator's craftsmanship of who you are, making you into a likeness of Him, your soul becomes creation's foundation. That's why you go through this process. So then we have to figure out, so who actually creates learning? If learning is who you become as a soul, who actually does this work? Well, you submit to the work, but you're not actually the one doing the work. The first individual is the teaching Father. The Father is the source of light. He's the fullness of all illuminated spiritual knowledge. You have to come to him. Unfortunately, you can't get to him without the Spirit. The Spirit brings you to the Father. And the Spirit is the loving expression, the connective expression in the Trinity. However, you can't get to the Spirit without the Son because you're dead. You have no life in you. So you need the Son who has gone to death as the living expression of knowledge, and then can lift you up out of your spiritual death and into his embodiment of life. So only the Trinity imparts learning to the soul. Only the Trinity can seize your soul, take you into this spiritual school, and begin to craft you into your likeness. And your part in that is to submit by faith.